Hey there, my name is Gabe. I'm with What's Up Columbia, and today I'm talking to Chad Poynor from Clean Sweep Junk Hauling. And I've been working with Chad for a little bit doing postcard advertising and in Columbia and Spring Hill. And I just wanted to take the chance to get to know him better and hear more about what Clean Sweep is all about. And so, Chad, welcome. And tell us, how long have you been in business in the area in Maury County?
We've been in the business in Maury County of cleanup for 19 years.
Okay,
So,
wow.
2006, I went to work for Randy McBroom, and I bought some contracts off of another friend. And I really wanted my young kids at that time to make sure they knew how to work. So, I bought, and they played a lot of sports, so they didn't have a whole lot of time to work. But I thought, well, if I can control the work, they can work and
Smart.
learn how to work. So that was what got us into the cleanup business or the trash business, whatever you want to call it. So we started doing that, and like I said, in 2006, and went for 3 or 4 years doing that. And then one day we were working, and this was back, I guess it was about 2010, right before the housing crisis. Uh, it might have been right after the housing crisis. Randy says to us, "Boy, I wish you had some dumpsters." And me and my son kind of look at each other and, well, there ain't no reason. We just ain't never bought them. Why would we buy dumpsters? And so we bought 5 or 6 to see how that would go.
So were you originally just doing cleanup jobs and putting them in your truck and taking it away?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, at that point, uh, the construction cleanup sites mostly had dumpsters of their own that they were renting from somebody, and
Oh, okay.
we did the cleanup work. And so we were doing the cleanup, and when he asked us about the dumpsters, we bought some of them, and that kind of got us rolling in uh, more of the cleanup. So we started renting dumpsters and doing other jobs, hauling and stuff, because you had a bigger capacity. And so then I was getting close to retirement. I worked for General Motors for 32 years.
Okay. And so
And
this was originally a side project?
yes, this was
Okay,
solely so my kids knew how to work when
that's
they
awesome.
because I had seen kids that they didn't know how to work. You know what I'm saying? You can't just walk up and say, "Hey, I know how to work," because you don't. You got to learn that you got to, get down and get dirty or whatever you're doing. There's a
Yep,
speed and all kinds of
exactly.
things like that, and know how to just do different things. Well, it worked, or I think it worked well for my 3 kids because they
Cool.
all are not afraid to work now, you know, and they still come and work, or well, 2 out of the 3 still come and work for dad occasionally. Uh,
Okay.
my youngest daughter works for me full time. She does our billing and office work and all that. And her name is
Okay.
Ashlyn Poynor. And about 2 or 3 weeks ago, my son has come over and is working with us now. We just bought some new services, I guess you would call it. We bought a skid steer. Okay, so
Cool.
we're doing cleanup with a skid steer, in driveways, uh, downspouts, anything that you could do with a skid steer service. We're doing we're working our way into now with that. That's new to us. And
Awesome.
so yeah, we're excited to have the skid steer and to grow into a new part of the cleanup business. Uh,
Yeah.
but basically, what we do in 2019 is when I retired, and I thought, what I wanted, because at that time I was too young just to say I'm retiring and I'm not going to do nothing but sit at home, you know. And I've always been a person that works, and I've always kind of had a side job. So I took my side job and turned it into a full time job. And we started, I read an article flying home because I had to work in Michigan for 3 years. I was flying home to Tennessee and I was reading an article on the 1-800 junk guy. And he was talking about, you know, this is what I'm doing and this is how I'm doing it. And, he threw out some number, I don't remember it no more, but it was like $1.8 million. And I'm like, $1.8 million hauling junk? And I thought, that's crazy. So I thought to myself, man, I'd be happy to make $100,000. And well, we've done well. We not got there yet, but we would, grow and buy. Now at this point, I have 10 dump trailers,
Okay.
dumpsters for rent, cleanup, and it's going well. It's now in the last 6 months, it's changed a little bit because all of the new people that have showed up in town, a lot of them are business folks and they're starting businesses. So it's not a bad thing, but it's you got to be on your toes. You got to work a little harder.
Yeah.
You got to claim. You got to know how to do the internet and all that. And that was some more of the reasons why my daughter came over. I don't claim to be the best computer guy in the world, but she does well with all that stuff. So she's helped us a ton in billing department. So we've grown leaps and bounds in the last 2 years, and we just keep hoping we keep growing and things keep going in a positive direction for us.
Yeah. So you said there's a lot of new junk hauling people that have come to town in the
Yes,
last two
there.
years.
Yes, there is. There's a lot that have
Okay.
come, and
Yeah.
they've already went out of business.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
if you would, look, they'll show up and work 6-8 months, and they're fighting and trying, and a couple of them are doing pretty good, but uh, it's just a tough business. It's a good
Right.
business to get into. It is. It's actually hard work. I mean, it's not like I'm sitting in an office and doing stuff, and you gotta want to work. You gotta want to. In the summertime, it's 100 degrees,
Yeah. That
and you're
would
getting
not be
dirty.
good for me.
Trash is dirty. You know, bottom line, and you're
Yeah.
gonna get dirty. You're gonna get different things on you.
Yeah.
And we've had a lot of help in people that I can't do this, and I understand that,
Yeah.
but because it takes and the smell sometimes ain't the best in the summer.
Oh man.
And I mean I can send you some pictures of
Yeah.
hoarding. We've done, I bet in the last 6 months we've done 5 hoarding houses, easy.
No.
And it's like you turn around every day and there's another one. So to me, and I really like helping those folks because they need they need some help. And
Yeah.
for whatever reason they've got to that point, and how that happens, I'm not sure. But
Yeah.
if something's happened to them in their life for there to be a pile. We did this one house, and I bet they had 250 McDonald's either wrappers or boxes and soda cups in this corner in their kitchen. And I'm like, it's just, to me, it's just trash. Why wouldn't you just
Yeah.
throw that away? Throw it
Yeah.
outside or throw it. Why would you throw it? I don't understand why they're throwing it in their house. But I guess that
Yeah.
ain't for me to understand, because I'm not the doctor and I'm not the guy who's trying to
Right.
fix them. I'm just trying to clean up their space and make them happier. And you wouldn't
Yeah.
believe some of the people after you've went in and tore out their carpet and made everything decent again, and they're so happy, the smile on your face. And
Oh.
there, in today's world, it's tough to have a lot of extra money because of things are higher. And So it's good to help them people at a great price to be able to get their stuff cleaned up, and they're happy.
Yeah.
And then we do all kinds of other stuff too. We work for commercial companies. We've worked for Dollar General. We worked for Kroger. We do Ross. We've done Ross. There's all kinds of commercial and cleaning. Because those people change their look a lot. So they're throwing things away and reforming and making
Oh.
new look because
Huh.
they think that brings in lots of people, and I think it does too.
Okay. Yeah.
Just so I can get more work, but
Right. Yeah, that's great.
they throw away and change their refrigerators at Dollar General.
Oh,
Okay,
wow. So that's a big
and
deal. You need somebody to help with that. Yeah.
right. And so we, get some, I have to get a little extra help sometimes. And we go in there and haul those big refrigerators that are at Dollar General and those types of things out. And they put new ones because they said the last time we picked some up, I said, man, these are good. What's going on? What are you guys
Huh.
doing? And he says, well, we're going after Walmart. So we're going to go with open face refrigerators, like the
Okay.
ones you see at the when you get your produce. So they're going to put produce in Dollar Generals. Well,
Okay.
it's a cool ideal, but I don't know. All I said was, "Well, good luck. Walmart's huge." That's all I know to tell you. But I'm
So you're
sure
just throwing away like fridges that are probably good?
some of them we do. If some of
Yeah.
them they've either had issues or whatever, and they were in the back or whatever. But no, a lot of times we get good ones, and what they do for cost savings is they sign a release form to us and then we recycle them.
Okay.
So they'll, and what I usually do is I sell them at a fraction of the cost. So a everyday Joe could come in there and get them a refrigerator, one of them big refrigerators. Like I've had some farmers buy them,
Yeah.
dairy farmers, and now they got their milk in these big refrigerators. So
That's
it's
awesome.
helping them, and I sold them for $300 or $400
Yeah.
half because if you go buy one of them, they're like $2,500. But I'm not
So
trying to sell refrigerators. I'm
do you
cleaning up.
have a big place to store stuff like that?
That's one of our biggest issues is where we
Okay.
store it. And we sometimes rent the storage units and different things like that. But no, right now all we got is a storage yard where we keep our dumpsters and trailers and trucks and stuff. And
Okay.
but we you know, if we keep staying with a couple of them companies, we may do something different to be able to store them. And
Yeah.
one thing we don't have is we don't have electricity just out in an open yard. So
Yeah.
we just have not put it in, but we are looking at some of those ideas.
Okay.
But
Wow.
what else? What else can I tell you on jobs?
So, so you do you like so that stuff with the the hoarders that was not something I expected to hear from you. I didn't. I'm just imagining you're doing construction cleanup and pulling out like if somebody's got to clean out their garage and they got a bunch of junk they want hauled out.
We do a lot
Um,
of garages. We do a lot of
okay.
garages. But if you look at everybody's garage, like when you're driving through a subdivision, and that's something I do because we do a lot of garage cleanups. And oh, that guy, I drive by. Oh boy, that guy needs one. And so everybody's turned that garage into a storage unit. I mean, mine's
Yeah.
like that right now. You go out and look at mine, and I got 6, 7 boxes of this and that sitting in there, and because my wife always kids me and says, I ain't parked in our garage in about 18 years. So I built, at my house now, I do have a pole barn now. I just recently got one. And my wife told me that was her garage. So
Oh,
I can't go in that garage no more.
okay.
But so she can park in it.
Wow.
But
Yeah.
we work with a lot of, I guess I call them builders, but I don't know. They're guys that buy the houses and flip them. We work with
Yeah.
quite a few of those throughout the different parts of the country. In Pulaski, we got a couple, in Lawrenceburg, there's one, and we service. I don't know. We go 50 miles from
Okay.
our home in Columbia, 50 miles either way. So
Okay.
basically, if you have a job, I mean, and we get a lot of calls from Loretta and down in there, people buying, and with all the new people moving here, uh, they're buying, older houses, and houses on farms, and that need cleaned up. And you know how the farm people always have a ravine somewhere that they've thrown junk in for 20 years. And well, but a lot of those now, the government's on them about that.
Oh,
And
really?
I didn't know this. I thought that's my land. I'll be able to do what I want. And
Huh.
you wouldn't believe some of the jobs that we've went to and cleaned up. And that was the other reason it pushed us to get the skid steer. And we're hoping in 6 months we buy an excavator, so you have a better reach, and it digs a little better than the skid steer. So that's
So tell
that's
us about some of these like crazy things you've had to pull up out of ravines and stuff. How, like, what have you had to pull out?
we see we've pulled up you the craziest thing we pulled up, it was just pulling up, mostly it's furniture, old hot water heaters.
Yeah.
We, they, and it's like, well, wonder why they threw that in there when they could. We've been recycling metal for 50 years.
Yeah.
Why did, why? It was easier to throw it in that ditch. We have pulled up, uh, like you're down there digging, and I guess sometime or another they threw a dead cow or something in there. Well, it was only bones now, but you pulled up like almost a whole cow,
Oh
you
no.
know. So that was kind of odd. But the oddest one I think we did was, I won't say what town, but we would come to a town and we had a job. We go in the house, and first thing you do, you walk around, see what you're doing, and check out. And the guys that were with me, and says, "Hey, what's that on the wall?" And we're looking, and I'm like, "Well, guys, I think it's blood." Blood? What do you mean? Well, some lady's husband hit her with a, I don't know if it was a bat or a hammer, and there was blood all over the wall.
Wow.
So we didn't clean up the blood, but we cleaned up the couch and took all of that off. And I mean, it was one of those where I guess she didn't make it because there was a line on the floor, you know,
Wow.
and they had all that stuff they put on it when they're trying to, I guess, dry it all up. I'm not certified
So
in
that was
any of
pretty
that, but
recent after you were there, recent after it happened.
it was pretty quick. Yeah, it was a rental
Wow.
place, so I guess the guy wanted to clean and back in business.
Wow.
So
Crazy.
that was odd, but just going in and seeing what people let pets do. Don't get me wrong, I'm a huge dog lover.
Right,
I
right.
got a dog that goes everywhere with me, but
Yeah.
seeing some of the stuff, and I understand after seeing the things, is why people don't let people have dogs in their rental property. Just things tore up, or feces everywhere, and it's just crazy. I mean, we cleaned up one, it was a pile. It was probably 2 foot tall. I don't know if it was a cat or a dog, but it would use the restroom in the same spot, and it was at least 2 foot tall.
Inside the
When
house?
Yeah, and it had dried up, and it petrified, and it really wasn't that
No.
hard to clean up because it was so dry. But
Oh, no.
and then I've seen things like people threw carpet down. Their carpet was ruined from whatever pet stain. Well, they had 2 or 3 layers of cardboard boxes on top of it to cover it up. And, you know, I guess it was pretty smart because it didn't stink. I was like,
Interesting.
yeah, I was like, I wonder why it don't, because then once you picked it up, it had a different odor. But that cardboard, I don't know if it, it soaked it up or what. But I was like, that's what I kind of said. What you did, that's interesting. Why would you throw this down here? I mean, I would have probably ripped the carpet up in the padding and just walked on the plywood. That way you could at least like, paint it or clean it or whatever.
Right.
But I mean, everybody has their own thing and they figure it
Yeah.
out. And I'm not here to judge them. It's not my job.
Pets
We're just here
are
to help them. We're here to help whoever, uh, anybody's mom, mother-in-law, because things can get away from you. Is the one thing I
totally.
do
I
know.
mean, I've we've had some not good experiences with cats, and like we're we're pretty responsible people, and like we don't like yucky stuff in our house, but
Right.
those stinking cats made me so mad. And I couldn't do anything about it. Was like, we eventually just got rid of them. It's like we had them adopted or something. It was like,
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
just,
We
they
went
weren't
through
indoor
that.
cats.
We went through that too. I mean,
Yeah.
we've always had a cat until that last one we had. We had one that was a really good cat. He didn't cause no problems, and he passed away. And we talked about it then that you know what, we probably won't get another cat because they're hard to control. They're hard
Yep.
to not tear your corner of your furniture, or just because
Right.
that's their nature. And
Will you have them be outdoor cats and they can catch the mice and stuff? Maybe they come in a little bit, but they stay outside.
yeah, that last
you
one
know?
we had, that's the way he was. He loved to go outside, and he would come in to eat and hang out a couple hours with us, and then it would be time to go to bed. He'd go outside. Now he might be sleeping on your front porch, but he would be
Yeah.
there. And
Yep.
but yeah, we only
Yeah.
have one dog
Yep.
now. One animal is a whole lot easier to control than several
Yeah.
animals. We've
Yeah.
had 3 kids, so each kid had to have its own pet, and that was
Oh,
that was too
yeah.
much work. Too much work.
Three more kids. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Wow.
basically what it was like. But
Basically.
we made it through it, and we didn't really
Yeah.
ruin any houses. And we may have bought extra carpet, but
Oh.
growing up. But I don't know. There's
Yeah.
other things out there. Our main things that we do is junk hauling,
Yep.
dumpster rental,
Okay.
and now with the new skid steer service, we're hoping it becomes as popular as the other things. But those are our three
So,
main things. I mean, we do other stuff, clean up, we clean up anything. As long as I tell people, as long as it fits in my truck or trailer, we'll clean it up as long as it's not illegal.
yeah. Right.
That's my
Right.
that's my little thing to them. I'll say, yeah, if we
Okay.
can fit it in my truck, we'll haul it off. As long as
Okay.
because I always kid my guy that works with me until my son came and stuff like that. It's been me and him. And I keep telling him we ought to change our name to Two Old Men instead of Clean Sweep. And he laughs and says, yeah. And I said, well, I'm glad I hired you because you're so much younger than me. He's like, I don't know, a week our difference in our birthdays. But
Oh, really?
yeah, but it's just a
So,
joke.
so, what's your typical day? Do you just get calls from people and then you just jump, or are these
Well,
scheduled out, or how
sometimes
does
we do
this?
that because we try to do same day service as long as we can get there or next day. And
Mhm.
if and a lot of people call and want cleanup or something hauled off. We do furniture. We do a lot of furniture haul off too. People buying a new couch and buying a new bedroom set or something like that. We'll haul all that off and they all get the new delivered. Because if you check out the furniture stores now, most of them don't haul the stuff off
Okay. Yeah.
because they used to back in the day, but it's different now because that guy at the dump or the dumping station, because Maury County don't have a dump, is they're the ones really making the big money, because you got to pay
Mm.
so much a ton and how everything's
Oh.
evolved. And it's different than it was. I mean, it's in since 2006 till now, it's night and day different. Uh,
Oh, really? Wow.
yeah, just the how they do the things at the dumps and how we're structured, how they got it all structured, I should say. And
Okay.
It,
Huh.
yeah, trash is a very big business,
I bet. Yeah.
very
Well, I've heard
expensive
we
business.
don't we ship some of it overseas. Like I've
Yeah.
heard about that.
Well, I mean,
Uh,
all of our trash goes to Alabama. And for being a
really?
Tennessee fan, that's a good thing.
Yeah. Right. What? So what do you mean? So
Well,
there's
there's
a
a
dump there,
company,
or
there's a trucking company that picks up the trash that we dump at the dumping stations,
okay?
and they take it to the closest landfill, and I think that's Athens, Alabama. So,
Wow.
and they go
I
down
had no
there.
idea.
And, yeah, well, a lot of people don't know that, and because we don't have a dump at Maury County.
Isn't there something by? I thought I saw
Solid
something by.
waste is now a dumping station.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean,
wow.
it's not open to the general public because of city trash. Uh, and I believe they have a couple large customers that still go there. But
Okay.
a small company or an individual, they would go to Mount Joy in Mount Pleasant. There's a dumping station that is, I don't know, it's like it's the dump for us. We go down
Yeah.
there and they dump it, and there's a charge for so much tonnage, and
Hmm.
so that's what we do with it. And I mean, you can go if I'm in Williamson County, I dump at the Williamson County dump because
Oh.
I don't exactly know how they set it up, but they want you to dump your trash in the county that you pick it up from or you get it from, whatever, however you want to say
Right.
it. So
Right.
if I get it in Rutherford County, I would dump it in Rutherford County. If I get it in Williamson County, I'm going to dump it in Williamson County. But,
Okay.
and a couple of those places they have now, Murfreesboro has a nice dump. But
Okay.
then that one down in Alabama, we do jobs down in Alabama occasionally because it's actually pretty close. And I
Yep.
think, I think that's why Maury County, now I'm not going to say Maury County, I shouldn't say that. Waste Haulers is an independent company and
Okay.
they dump down there.
Oh.
But that's where we all dump. So
Yeah.
kind of in my eyes, it's Murray County, but
Yeah.
and we work 80% of the time in our county. We, we've actually just started advertising and stuff in Brentwood and Williamson County. So we've started growing in that direction. But there, like I said, there's a lot of competition up through there too. And
Okay.
we've been pushing Spring Hill. I mean, we've been working in Spring Hill for the whole time.
Yeah.
But Spring Hill has changed from 2006 till now. Uh,
Right.
there is, I don't know, probably triple the
Yeah.
people. I don't even know
Right.
where you start on the number, but and it is so crowded down there. It is
Yeah.
hard to do a job. I don't know, say you had 3, 4 jobs today. 2 of them are in Columbia, one of them's in Thompson Station, and one of them's in Spring Hill. Man, it's going to take you an hour to get from Thompson Station to a different part of Spring Hill just because of the crowded space.
Yeah.
I mean, an hour is probably exaggerating a little bit, but it is.
Depends. Yeah.
It just depends on the time of the day.
Yep.
We try to get down there early. If we can do a job early down that way, we will, because the traffic's better early than it is later. And
Yeah.
now we're seeing it in Columbia. We're seeing that same. I'll ask the guys, man, where you guys been? And that was 2 hours ago. And traffic was killing us.
Yeah.
Okay, so and then the next day I thought I'm from Missouri, so you got to show me. Uh, so I'll get on the truck with them and work, and like, hey, you're right, man, this traffic's horrendous. And
Yeah.
so, but
Mm.
I mean, other services that we do. I mean, we haul off hot tubs, tear down swimming pools. We've done quite a
Okay.
few of them this summer. Uh, you name it. If you can think you can throw it away or you want to dispose of it, we can do it. We can haul it off. we've we've rent dumpsters to people ripping off their siding. Uh, anything you
Yeah.
can think of, we do cleanup.
So if you have like some of these types of jobs, is it do you have to bring more than two guys or
Well, sometimes I got to hire somebody a day labor. Right now, we're
okay.
just really at two people.
Okay.
I have one guy that's uh, full time, and if and then that's why my family, they still get to work.
Hey,
I'll
it's
call them and
perfect.
say, "Hey, I'm in hot water. I need your help. Can somebody come pitch in for an hour or two and
Yeah.
help us?" And 80% of the time, they're right there helping us. So this is
Uh,
really our whole family has helped in this business one time or another. And my wife said she's quit 5 times, but she keeps coming back.
that's fun.
The
Well,
only one
is
that's
there
really quit
anything
and not came back is my oldest daughter.
okay, wow.
She said, I ain't doing it. But she don't have to do it no more.
Do all
We
your
tease
kids
her.
still live in the same general area?
Yeah, I'm lucky. They all live in Maury County.
That's cool. Wow.
Yeah.
So, well, is there anything so you said the skid steer. What kind of jobs would you like for people to know about that you could do for them with that?
Like today, we were doing a overgrown house with, I mean, you know, it had pin oaks and just overgrown bushes that were probably 25 years old. Uh, so we've been cleaning that house up to for that family to get it ready to sell because their dad went to a nursing home. And
Okay.
we do a lot of driveways, cleanup around fences. Uh, might even tear down fences. Uh,
Yeah.
just we can do the pole barn pads. Come in and do some layers of chert and gravel to get it set up for
Right.
a pole barn. Driveways,
Yeah.
driveways that are just gravel. We can fix the holes in the pits and the
Oh, great.
water problems and have that a smooth surface again. Uh, so we're really excited to get all that going, and so it's
Yeah.
the last couple of weeks have been kind of fun, and doing something new is fun.
Yeah,
Uh,
right, right.
it is doing something different, get out of the ordinary, but
Yeah.
cleaning up trees or storm related things because
Right.
it's easier to pick up. You don't have to manually tote it. So
Oh,
you pick it
yeah.
up as a skid steer, cut it up, and then you pick it up, and it's a night and day doing the job different. You know,
Uh,
it
so
just
did you
makes
guys
it.
help when the tornado came through? Were
We
you
did
guys
on
working a lot?
several. We did, yeah.
Okay.
We didn't. You know what? We didn't work as much as you thought because when you start looking at uh, how people contact people, most of them were insurance jobs. Once they got to a
Oh,
certain point, uh, they were insurance jobs, and whoever that insurance company has like contract with on that's who they were calling or that's who their contact was. Now we did several some
mm,
individuals. To me, that's one of the biggest things that we got to push in Maury County and is shop local. You know,
yeah. That's
uh,
good.
let's not call the guy down in Rutherford County to come up and do it when there's probably 10 here in town
Right,
that
right.
could do it, but they got to call us. And if they don't know the number, they don't know to call you. So I'm
Yeah.
not blaming them. I'm just
Yeah.
saying, uh, let's try to shop local. And that goes for eat restaurants to the smallest shop around, where I buy my gloves. Let's shop local.
Yep.
Uh,
Yep.
those are the things that you got to look for. But there's some things out there that could be addressed to me too, like uh, if you drove by the fire department that was at downtown Columbia,
Yeah.
they had a dumpster sitting there for a year
Yeah.
to throw stuff in, and it was out of county.
Oh,
You
huh.
see what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
you had an out of county dumpster sitting there for a year, and if a small mom and pop dumpster company would have got that contract, think about in a year if they paid a monthly, how much money that was. Okay,
Yep.
but and I understand how the company doing the construction work was from out of county. You know,
Yep.
we only have a couple of those, a couple
Okay.
of the big construction companies. And so what did they do? They use somebody they're comfortable with. So
Yep.
I'm not saying that's a bad thing. It's just something we got to figure out how to improve. How do we improve
Right.
that? And
Yep.
uh and I've talked to a couple of you know, I've talked to a couple of politicians in town on, hey, and I brought that same thing I said to you them. And so hopefully, somebody will notice it
Yeah.
and go with it. The guy in the right spot, or the lady in the right spot. If we could
Yeah.
change those things, but I don't know that we ever will change those things
Hmm.
because that's who that company uses. And but if we truthfully believe in shop local first,
Yeah.
we would we would try to change that. And it would be a city council thing. They would have to, but then it's
Yeah.
going to make their job harder. I understand that because then with
Yeah.
them not just hiring a construction company, they're going to hire a dumpster company, a trash cleanup company, all this stuff. And
Yeah.
it
That's
would make
tricky.
it a harder job. I understand that. But
Yeah.
uh,
Hmm. Yeah.
maybe you
There must
can,
be some solution there, though, to prefer people that are already here. And that helps the local economy because we're spending money here.
well, and that's what I
um,
was saying about the dumpster that was out of county. If think about
yep.
it, if a dumpster's I don't know $800 for a big one, $800 for a year, that's pretty huge for a small company. Now
Yeah.
there's all kinds of excuses that you can come up with that. I understand that, but
Yeah.
figuring out and working with them is to me is the thing we should do. I think
Yeah.
if there's a Maury County job available, it ought to be Maury County first,
Yeah.
somebody that,
That's
because
right.
there's a ton of people that can do these things, but it's just got to
Yeah.
filter down to them. And
Yeah.
but enough of
Hmm.
politics. I
That's
try
good. That's a
try
good
not to do
point.
that.
That makes me think about some things because I mean I want to do things that can help that sort of stuff too. Like I have a friend in Mount Juliet who just created a really awesome list of businesses, and she made it very easy to find different ones. So you don't necessarily have to go ask on the Facebook group, "Hey, does anybody know a blah 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 business?" I'm like,
Right.
come on, people like, yeah, it's good. We're all referring people in those groups, but there's got to be a better way than that.
Well, I mean,
you know?
there's you can come up with all kinds of ways to do different things, but it takes time, planning, and all that takes money.
Yep.
If I'm sitting here talking to three politicians about that, you know, I'm losing money, and they're
I know.
sitting
Yeah.
there doing not what they're supposed to be doing. So
Yeah.
it's just a challenge. And I understand that, but that's why
Yep.
nothing ever gets done with it because nobody wants to take it on,
Yeah.
and because it's kind of like the dump. How come it's been 4 or 5 years? We're too big a county not to have a dump. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And
Right.
to me, having a dump in Maury County is it would help folks be able to dispose of things cheaper. When I first
Okay.
started in this business, we used to be able to take a couch. Say we did a job, we picked up a couch. I don't know. Say it was $100 for the couch. Well, now we can't take that couch nowhere because they have a minimum. The private places have come up with a minimum, and their minimum is $74. I used to be able to take a couch to the dump for $14.
Okay.
So now there's no
So
minimum.
now you need to collect some more
I mean, there
stuff to
is a
make it worth
minimum.
your trip.
Well, you got to have a place to store 4 or 5 couches.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
because if I'm
Well,
going to
what
pay
about
some,
the place by Carter's Creek can opener?
well, they won't let us go there because we're commercial. Those are for
Oh,
just residents. Because I've tried to make that argument too, because the stuff in the back of my truck, that is a resident. It's not my stuff. I'm just
yeah.
carrying it. So I ought to be able to dump it in there. Well, then they came up with you only can dump 2 yards. Well, most of the time when we go to clean up, we're dumping 16 or 18 yards at one shot. I mean, you wouldn't believe the amount of what was the tonnage we had last year? You, I want to say the tonnage that we had last year was, yeah, I can tell you the money we spent, you know, but I can't remember the tonnage. It was up there. It would have to be because it was in the $75,000 range of tonnage is what I paid
Okay.
just to get rid of stuff. So
Right.
that's and most people don't even know how the structure works. Uh, and it's actually the more you talk about it, people are like, really? And I
Yeah.
could show you the bills. I could show you,
Wow.
and it's just part of it doing business.
Well,
But
and so I would love to know the number if you have like a range of how much tons
I'll have to look
you
it up
drop.
in our
'Cause
paperwork.
people would like to know that. Yeah. That's
So
what yeah, I mean, a lot of we don't think about trash. We don't think about where our stuff goes, and
one
so
thing
this is
one thing people do with trash, they associate it that it's like free and it's cheap.
interesting.
But
Yeah.
it's nowhere on cheap. Uh,
Okay.
with these limits set by these business people, then they, me paying, I don't know, we last Thursday, I think we went to the dump 5 times. That's how busy we've been. And
Yeah.
5 loads at 16 yards, because our trailer that we carry, our dumpster, is a 16-yard trailer. Unless we do a big job and we grab a 23-yard dumpster.
Hmm.
So on one job, like tomorrow we're doing a job, I know we need 2 trailers already. So we're going there with 2 trailers. So we're looking at 32 yards that we're going to pick up tomorrow and put in these 2 dumpsters. And that's that's a big job.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of trash to throw away. And I understand paying to throw it away because ultimately somebody's got to pay to dispose of it.
Yeah.
And that's just the thing, everybody thinks when they're trash because they put it out here. Most of the people think it's free, but you're paying it.
Right. Yeah.
Because if you look at apartment complexes and stuff like that, they're charged. They're, and I don't even know if you know this. The apartment complexes charge each person that lives in the apartment. It's like $17 a month.
Okay.
So I'll be honest with you. I've been in this business since 2006. I just learned that. I assumed I'm dumping their trash or picking up extra. I just assumed that the complex paid for it. You
So
go into a complex,
it's into your bill. Like that's part of your rent.
automatically
Yeah.
it's on the
Okay.
rent. So
Yeah.
there'll be a $17 marker on your rent. That's what you pay for
Yeah.
trash, and which is a very smart idea. And I'm like,
Well, yeah. Yeah.
but it would make sense to me after I had a meeting with one of the new owners in town. He comes and says, I need to pick your brain. And I said, okay, I'll come meet with you. And we started talking just like me and you are about different
Yeah.
things and we'd go with that. And I said, well, why don't you just rent a dumpster? It'd be easier to rent a dumpster. Well, we don't pay for it. And I went, what? You don't pay for it? Who pays for it? He said, the person that lives in an apartment.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that until it was about 6 months ago. And, but I had never asked. They throw in trash in a dumpster. I just assumed the apartment's paying
Huh.
for it. So, I mean, you learn things like that. Well, so then I get in my truck, and I'm like, 250 people. That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
At $17 a person or
Yeah.
apartment. And I'm like, well, no wonder they don't know, because sometimes some of the apartments, they may call you 3 times that week because their image is all about how they look.
Yeah.
So if there's trash laying over there and two new people come by and say, well, I don't know, I don't like all that trash, those couches and all that stuff over there, and they
Yeah.
don't pick them up. It's all about an image. They want
Yep.
to look clean and fresh, and so
Huh.
they'll call you, and
Well,
we'll come pick it up. We'll come pick it up,
okay.
and we'll
That's
drive
great.
by, pick it up, and I'm always thought, man, you know, I don't understand why I've picked up 5 things from there this week. I wonder why they don't run a dumpster or don't,
Oh.
save money. It ain't their money.
So they'll call you for multiple things during the same week just to
Right.
pick up items.
Yeah. Well, so
So
cause they don't want to look bad, I'm
right.
going to say.
It should be out of there. It does they don't
Right.
want to wait. Yeah. Well, what about so if somebody has if they just have a couch, maybe it's a big sectional couch they want to get rid of. What does something like that run? What's a range? Is it just a flat rate or
It's just a
do you
flat rate. We come
okay.
up and we try to go by the trailer amount. Okay.
Yep.
It's easier for us if we go by the trailer amount. So if I pull up with a 16-yard trailer, a fourth of a trailer, is $200. A half of a trailer is $300. And if we fill that whole trailer up, it's in the $500 range. Then that comes with the two guys loading it and the dump fee, because you got however much the dump fee is when you dump it
Mm-hmm.
on the weight. So it just
Yeah.
depends what you're throwing away if it's going to, but household furniture is really not that heavy. I mean, yeah, a couch can be heavy, but not one couch in the back of your dumpster isn't that heavy. But, unless you had 10 couches, it'd start getting heavy. But it depends who makes the couches, really, when you get down
Yes.
to it. It's, depends on how it's made, who makes it, and
Right.
some are light and some are heavy. Those ones with the recliners and all that in it,
Oh
those
yeah.
things,
Yep.
they'll kill
The
you.
height of beds.
Yeah, all that stuff. Oh yeah. Thank God those ain't a big thing right now.
I know, I
I
know.
think we've only done a couple this year, but man, that last one we did, this
Oh,
lady had it, and I bet she'd had it for 25 years. And it felt I kept teasing her and I kept saying, you sure there ain't dead bodies in here?
yeah, yeah.
She laughed and
Those are
said,
bad.
no, it's just that old silly bed.
Well,
But
is there anything else you would like people to know that maybe they don't know about what you do, or this is your chance to talk to the people. I mean, you
uh,
shared a lot already.
if if there's people out there that need help on cleaning up a bedroom or a garage or their attic, we've done a lot of attics this year, a lot of
Oh,
basements, and I don't know, attics have been a big thing lately. Uh,
okay.
but there's more people moving these days in the last year and a half because of the value of houses. So they're selling houses that you've lived in for 20 years.
Wow.
You can put a lot of stuff in an attic in 20 years.
Yeah.
We did one down in Marshall County. It was 4 loads, 4 16-yard loads in the attic.
Wow.
And I was like,
Big
and
attic.
some of the stuff that was up there was bottles and old jars and this. And I'm like, these things ain't the lightest. I'm surprised this. And it was a little bitty house, actually. It was an old country farmhouse.
Huh.
And they had built on a carport. And so they built a new attic. And they filled that one up too. And
Wow.
that was the one thing you see in, I don't know if you want to call them country people or older folks that live in the
Sure.
country. Uh,
Hmm.
they didn't throw as much stuff away because they thought they could reuse it.
Yeah.
If they
Yeah.
lived during that time of the Great Depression and all that, they're keeping
Right.
everything because they could reuse that that mason jar and all those things.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
I mean, we've come across some really neat things in attics.
Yep.
Uh, we've come across, we just tore down a couple sheds the other day, and a whole family of possums were living in it. It was kind of neat, so it was kind of
So what
neat.
did you do? Did you like shoo
Yeah,
them
we let
out
them
or
get
something?
out of there, so we wouldn't hurt them. And they all finally crawled out of there. And so we started looking for them because we don't want to kill them. That ain't
Yeah.
that ain't what we were there for. So
Right.
we went to the next. There was 3 buildings. We went to the next building and gave them time to get out of there. And once you just disturb their nests and all that,
Right.
they were leaving. They weren't gonna.
Right.
Uh, but
Well, what about
they,
have you ever found like something really special? Like if you did you ever have you ever discovered something in the pile that's like, "Oh my goodness, a diamond ring," or, or something like that?
we've found rings, but nothing. A couple $100 maybe. The
Like
most.
cash? Like money?
We will find a lot of change. I
Oh,
think we have found $100 bill.
okay.
It was an
And then
old somebody
do
said,
you give that back to the person obviously or
yeah,
yeah.
we offer all the things that we find uh,
Yeah.
back to the people. But we have found guns. We've had actually quite a bit of guns that now, if they're still there around, they get it back. But
Yeah.
some of them are. It seems like the ones you find things like that in is somebody that was evicted and they've hid their gun or they've hid this.
Yeah.
And we found things after we've thrown couches out. They fall out. Or the one thing that I did find that fell out of a couch was a navy scavel sword.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and it was pretty cool. Oh yeah, we found a lot of purple hearts. Metal, people have forgot where they put them. Because it's
Oh.
great to hide things, but if you don't remember where you hit them, and especially if somebody has died,
Yeah.
like the guy that hit it, then he dies. Well, his family don't know it's there. Well, I always think about the stuff we haven't found.
Yeah.
We've thrown away. I'm sure it's a ton. I'm sure we've thrown away a lot. We haven't found a
Oh.
lot of safes that have anything in it. Uh, you see that on TV? They're making that up. I think I've been this 20 years and I've done 3 or 4 safes, and every time is nothing in there. Now,
Okay.
the last safe we did find, it had these 2 little drawers in it, and they weren't in the drawers, but somehow the little mercury dimes with the Indian head on it,
Mm.
there were 2 of them in there. Now, they were worth $300 or $400.
That's
Uh,
awesome.
yeah, and a lot of pocket knives. We found a lot of pocket knives, and some of them were really cool.
Yeah.
I got a whole collection of what I call junk pocket knives, and some of them are neat.
Yeah, yeah.
You couldn't have went out and bought it. They're that nice.
Yeah.
But like I said, they're in hoarding houses, or uh, there was a guy that one of the first hoarding houses we did. He was uh, I guess, a big time football player down by Lynchburg,
Huh.
and he had wherever he played college ball. We found a gold class ring. We gave it
Wow.
back to whoever was his next relative, but
Right.
he and I can't remember his name. That's been 10 years,
Hmm.
but he was supposed to be a pretty good football player, and I don't think he played at UT. It was a smaller school, but it was
Yeah.
but he and I don't remember what happened to him. He lost his house, and
Uh,
I think he got evicted, and then he was he got put in jail because he killed somebody.
oh man.
So
Wow.
I don't know his name. It ain't important anyway. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Wow.
we've seen some
So
things like
if you
that.
find the stuff, if you can, you get it back to them.
Oh
It
yes,
sounds like. Yeah.
absolutely. Well, it's not ours.
Okay.
It's not our stuff,
Yeah.
you
Right.
know,
Right.
and it's theirs until, and 9 times out of 10, there's somebody around that
Yeah.
is their stuff. So, and we
Yeah.
always tell them if we find paperwork that might look like a birth certificate or look like
Right.
we'll turn those things in too, because it's important to try to,
Yeah.
and that's the one thing we're building is people got to trust you.
Yeah.
That's
Right.
the main thing is they got to trust you. And I tell every one of them, well, I want you to be a customer for life. I'm not trying to get rich on one job. I want you
Right.
to do 5 or 6 jobs over the next year,
Yeah.
and if you
Right.
trust me, you'll call us, so,
Yep.
and that's exactly what I tell them,
That's
and
good.
a $200 knife or a $200 old gun,
Yeah.
it ain't worth $200 is nothing compared
Yeah.
to if that person's going to say, hey, I use this guy and they were awesome.
Yeah.
And so that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for
That's
that guy
awesome.
that tells me we did a great job, and we did everything's where they wanted and everything. But yeah, if you need any kind of service, clean sweeps, you call and we'll haul it off. I mean,
Yeah.
we're here for them. But
Tried and tested. You've weathered the storms of 19 years,
yes, sir, we
and you're
have.
still here. That's
It's
awesome.
still here. Yeah.
That's great. Love it.
And I'm hoping we're
Well,
here for
thanks for.
another 19.
Yeah. Well, is your back going to go out sooner or later? Are you
Oh,
lifting all
well, that's
these
why
heavy
I'm
things?
hoping my son's going to now take it over. Yeah, you know
Yeah.
how everybody's got to get old,
Yeah.
you know, but
Well, thanks for chatting with us, Chad, and this is great. Um, Thanks for joining us. And if you need some help with your junk, go down in the description and click on the links. Click on the article that will have a lot of more info and how you can reach Chad and clean sweep junk hauling. So great to have this conversation, man.
that was a good one.
Um,
Thank you.
yeah, yeah.